Good and beautiful evening, everyone. Can I confirm that you can hear me loud and clear? Good and beautiful evening once again. You're welcome to the project management class. Okay, so it is with that time again. You're welcome to Ladies in Tech Africa Bootcamp, and we are in for our project management class. Yes, please. This is project management class. Okay, so can I confirm? Can I confirm that my students are here tonight and all participants are ready for our continuation on the class project planning? If you can hear me loud and clear, can you just go to the chat box and type in that yes, you can hear me loud and clear. All right, Chuku Favor says that she can hear me loud and clear. Gwen also says I can hear you loud and clear. Jacinta says I can hear you loud and clear. Paris says I can hear you. Joy Bello says also she can hear me. Esther as well. Vereline Omotola, yes, we can hear. Okay, so you're welcome to this evening's program. With me on the coach tonight is my co-facilitator, Nancy Baba Ali. Okay, so we would, by way of recap, commence the activity for tonight. Can I get on the
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right, thank you, Shay. All right, thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here again. We had an explosive session yesterday. I was with the best set of students yesterday, so I look forward to a more exciting experience today. All right. If you're happy to be here today, just type I am happy, I am happy, I am happy, I am happy. Let me see. Let's keep the energy up. Right? Let's keep the energy up. Are we happy? Are we happy? Are we happy? Me, I am very happy. At least to see every one of you. I'm happy. Good evening, Tammy. Good evening, Tammy. Omoba. Good evening. All right. Great. 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 Edith. Good evening. Let me see. Good evening. Good evening. It's a no. Good evening. Good evening. Abiola. Good evening. All right. All right. Awolumate. Good evening. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for making our time. And sincere apologies for the delay and the initial um, glitch. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, I think we will just shoot now. Yes, I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're happy. I'm so happy too. I'm so happy seeing everyone. It's going to be another interesting section today. I mean, prepare your mind, prepare your mind, prepare your mind. All right. So before Miss K will come for me, let me do a disclaimer. Let me do a disclaimer. I told you guys that I would make sure that the templates, the slides gets to you before the end of the week. So this is my disclaimer. It's not the end of the week yet. So you can still trust me and believe me. Right? You can still trust me and believe me, right? Right. That is all. Yes. It's not the end of the week yet. All right. Good evening. Mayowa, good evening. All right. So let's just shoot. So, but before I would continue, right, I want to be sure that I am not throwing my seeds, right, on stony ground. I want to be sure that every bit of the thing that was explained yesterday, we all got it, right? I need to be sure that we are fine, right? Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, just type I agree. I want to be sure that my seeds are dropping on a fertile ground. I want to be sure that I'm not just saying stuff that are over your head. So you're going to tell me, all right, great, great, thank you. All right, great, great, great. So you're going to tell me how was the class yesterday. Secondly, you're still going to tell me what you learned. What you learned. Let's do that quickly, 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 quickly. In the next 5 minutes, we should be able to wrap up with that. Tell me how the class was yesterday. Also, tell me what you learned. What you learned. Let's do that quickly before we go into today's section. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy it was good. So, yeah, it was good. But tell me what you learned. Thank you. The class was amazing. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you. Wonderful. Amazing. All right. All right. All right. Very impactful. That's what we're talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Feyi Moses. Class was superb. Great. All right. Okay, thank you. You learned the meaning of PRD. Could give second idea. Right, great. How to go about my product features. Great. User personnel. All right. Thank you, Faith. Thank you. Thank you. The class was great. Oh, thank you. You learned that product requirement document is up. Thank you. Yes, it was fantastic. Okay. Thank you. Educational. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. My head is swelling already. Okay. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was awesome. The end user is the most important. Thank you. You learned how to pray. Thank you, Favor. Aditone, amazing. Thank you. Learned what pair. Thank you. All right. Insightful. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I like these feedbacks. It gives me joy. All right. Thank you. And if I'm also if you're not getting it, I want to see that too. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm glad. I'm happy that you guys really learned a lot. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're learning. So I can say for a fact that after all our sections, we have people who are already made product managers who can take on real life products and build stuff. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. So don't worry. I believe that before the end of I believe there will be a plan for don't let me make promises anyways. But you can still catch up. You can still catch up. So resources will be shared. If you missed any of the classes, you can still catch up. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. Thank you. So let's just go ahead. Let's just go into what we have today. Right. So before I will start, I want to tell you a story. Right. Thank you. Thank you. I have to be patient. My joy is that everyone gets what I'm trying to pass across. All right. Thank you. Oh, you're happy being here. Okay, great, 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 great. Thank you. I'm glad. So let's just go into today's topic, right? Today we'll be looking at. Sorry, don't worry, you'll catch up. Oh, you rewatched it. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Funke. You rewatched and all right, great. Thank you. Thank you. All right, great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy now. All right. So today we'll be looking at stakeholders and roadmap. Stakeholders and roadmap. Okay. Stakeholders and roadmap. Oh no. There was a little adjustment with the time, Dr. Ronke. Apologies about that. I thought it was communicated to everyone. So let's just go into this class, right? Today we'll be looking at roadmap, product roadmap, and stakeholders, right? I just thought to speak to stakeholders, because yesterday I figured out, even if you did not say it, I figured out that a few persons still wants to understand um, who a stakeholder is, the role of the stakeholders, and all of that. So, I mean, we'll be talking about that. Then we'll be going into, but our call for today will be looking into roadmap creation, right? Roadmap creation. If you are still with me, say yes, I'm with you. Roadmap creation. So I will say a story. I'll give you a quick story, right? I'll give you a quick story. So when I got into my first foreign job, we were working on a project, and now I'm going somewhere, so pay attention. We're working on a project, right? And our partners in one part of the world, Nostra, sent some document to us, right? When they sent the document, I saw a document. Let me show you the document. I intentionally opened the document so so that I can show us what it looks like. Let me see if I'll find it. Oh, sorry, I can't find it. But don't worry about it. So I saw that document. That document looks really weird. I was just seeing color red, yellow, seeing different colors in something that looks like an Excel file. You know, I was seeing different colors. I didn't understand what it was. Right? Not that uh, I don't know what it should be, but I don't understand what it was because of what I was seeing. And I was just seeing a paper that has different colors. But then I don't want to reduce my steez. What I did, I pretended as though I understood what I saw, right? So I had to go and meet someone who could probably help me. I had to do a bit of study to learn, right? So I understood what it was giving to me, right? But it was funny because I didn't understand it. So what they shared with me was a roadmap, right? Was a roadmap. That was what. No, tell me this is pro management class. So that was what they shared with me. They shared with me a roadmap, but then because I've not gotten to understand the real concept of roadmap. I was just used to a certain style of roadmap I am seeing, right? So when I saw something different, it brought about confusion. Now that is why today I am not just going to show you templates for roadmaps. I'm going to be showing you, explaining the concept behind roadmap so that you won't be like me. When they throw something at you, you wouldn't have an understanding. I want to explain that concept to you so that any form of document that you see, you can easily tell that, okay, this is a roadmap, right? This is a roadmap. I don't want you to be confused like myself. So we will delve into that and you will see what I'm saying, right? So, like I've told you, it's interesting. Product management is simple. Just calm down and follow me. You know, pay more attention to me than you even pay to the slide, right? But then you should also pay attention to the slide. So let's go into it. Let me know once you can see my screen. I want to start sharing my screen now. Just let me know once you can see. All right. If you can see my screen, please just comment. I can see it. All right. Let me know once you can see my screen. Okay, great, 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 great. Thank you. All right, thank you. All right. So let me quickly go into, stakeholders, understanding who stakeholder is. I know yesterday I was mentioning stakeholders here and there, stakeholders everywhere. Some people will be looking at, who is stakeholder? What does he say? All right, this is it. Now, a stakeholder is an individual, right, or a group with an interest in the product success. Don't worry, I know that is English. So, in other words, what he's saying is that you see that person that has a keen interest in that product, that person that has a pivotal role in whatever product you are building, that person that has a right to make a decision in whatever product you are building is regarded as a stakeholder, right? Is regarded as a what? Stakeholder. Now we have types of stakeholder. We have the internal stakeholders, we have the external stakeholders, right? So depending on, and you come across all of these kind of stakeholders depending on where you work or where you deploy your skills, right? So your internal stakeholders are members of your team. Okay, okay, okay. I don't want to speak too much of English. Let me look at your faces and now explain this thing to you. Let me look at your faces and explain all this to you. Okay, I will zoom it out. So, like I've mentioned in the slide, I stopped the slide so that you can listen to me. I'll go back to the slide and zoom in. Now, I told you that we have, don't worry, I stopped sharing so that you can pay attention to me. I don't want to just speak English to you. I want you to understand. All right. Stakeholders, right, are those people that their input is so relevant in the product you are building. Stakeholders are people that are of great importance to what you are building. They are people who can impute their decisions in what you're building. Do you get that? All right. So I said we have these two types of stakeholders. We have the internal stakeholders and we have the external stakeholders, right? All right. So the internal stakeholders are more like the people that are in your internal circle, your internal team, people within your organization. Now, your internal stakeholders could be your development team. Thank you. Could be your development team. Your internal stakeholder, right, could be that person who is in marketing, who has an input to make in your product. Your internal stakeholders could be that person in sales, right? In sales that has an impact to play in your product. Your internal stakeholders can be your executive. Now, what do I mean? Your internal stakeholders can be the CEO of your organization. Your internal stakeholders can be your line manager. Your internal stakeholders can be your head of department, right? For example, if you work in an enterprise, your MD can just send you a mail and tell you that this product you are building, this and this is what I want you to have on this product. Why? Because of X, Y, and Z. That means that your MD in that case is also a stakeholder. an internal stakeholder. Are you getting me? If you are getting me, just type I get it. I don't want to run ahead of you guys. If you are getting it, tell me you got it. Tell me you got it quick. I don't want to run ahead of you guys. All right, great. Great. Thank you, Dr. Ronke. Another person. All right, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we also have external stakeholders, right? Now, I splitted this into both internal and external just to give you, a, a clue, a clue. Now, external stakeholders can be your partners, right? So I gave a story when I joined, right, about a project I was working on, right? We had partners. We were a UK-based company, and we had partners in Austria. They provided us with infrastructures. So people like that are external stakeholders because they are partnering with us to provide us infrastructures. Did you get that? External stakeholders can be investors. Investors. They are not part of the business in that sense, but then their money is coming into your business. Your customers too. Thank you, Johanna. Your customers too can be an external stakeholder, right? They are not really involved in the development process of that product you're building, but their input from outside in matters, right? Hope you have gotten into this point. So if I ask you who a stakeholder is, you know it. Am I right? All right. Thank you, Beauty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So to be sure that you understand it now, just type, okay, thank you, Shiri. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Adiyemi. Thank you. I'm glad you got it. All right. All right. So we would have, before the end of the class, I will ask you questions and you type in the chat. But let's just continue. All right. Thank you, Tosimile. Thank you. All right. So, the reason why these people are very, very important, the reason why they are very, very important is that they can influence your product direction. You understand? They can influence your product direction. They can even be pivotal to the success of your product. Now, there was a time that, I like to give examples so that you can relate with what I'm saying. You understand? You can relate with what I'm saying. So, there was a time we were building a banking app, right? We started building, we have prioritized the product to build, all the features in that product. But then I just got a call from my head. And the next thing he said was, you know what? Whatever feature you're working on now, put it on a hold. This feature should be built. This feature should be built. You know why? Because our director had met with certain customers that believed that this feature that we're asked to build is more important to the business, more important to them than what we're currently building. Do you get it? So now, the feature we are building, don't worry, maybe in our next class we'll talk about prioritization properly, right? So you understand. So the feature we are building, right? The feature we were building before was very, very essential. But then, looking at the business goal holistically, they want to make more money. You understand? They want to make more money for the business. So the feature that customer requested for through the director would bring in more money to the bank. So what they had to do was reprioritize the request of that customer over what we have going on. Can you see the influence of a stakeholder in that sense? And truth be told, immediately we did this, these customers and other set of that kind of customer were pleased with our platform, and they were able to trust us with their money. Right? They were able to trust us with their money. So it's a crazy word, Vivian. A lot of things can turn around because of anything. But the goal is now, as a product manager, let me quickly say this. You should not always agree to whatever they are saying. But then you must learn how to manage stakeholders. Because these people we are talking about, they you should learn how to manage stakeholders. And that's one core skill of a product manager. Right? When I say manage stakeholders, you are not to fight them. Now, you won't expect me to fight with my ED. The only thing I can do with my director is have a conversation. You understand? In part of management is being able to communicate why I think that what he's requesting for is not as important as what I was working on. You understand? So, stakeholder management is a big part of product management. You understand? I could tell him that this is not priority. Why? I bring out my facts that I've also gotten from my research. So nobody can actually fight when you have your facts. You're not fighting with them, but then you're making them see reasons why they should buy into your idea. And that's one of your job as a product manager. So that's just to give you a clue, Vivian. So, but then if you weigh it and you see that when you weigh it and you prioritize, if you realize that what they are asking for is of more importance to what you were working on, you have to just adopt it. All right. Dora, I didn't get that question, but I'll come back to it. All right. So let's just go ahead, please. But are we clear with who a stakeholder is and why? I mean, you should listen to them. Are we clear with that part? If you are clear, just type I am clear, I am clear, I am clear, so that we can run. All right. Okay, great. Thank you, Praise. Thank you, Praise. Thank you, Awolmate. Thank you, Jadi Sola. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Johanna. All right. So I'm back to my screen. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God we have a slide. I should not miss this out. Now, your stakeholders, right, have influence in every part of your project. Now, I was going to talk about the role of that stakeholder in your road mapping, right? I know I gave an example yesterday. Of how, okay, let me forget about yesterday's example and let me try to paint a picture in your mind. Now, you have written your PRD, right? You have written your PRD. After you have documented your PRD, the next thing to do is to make sure that everybody is aligned. Is aligned. Now, let me give you like a practical example from my day-to-day life, right? Let me still go back to the experience I was talking about for my partners in one part of the world. So after I documented PRD and shared with them, we had a call to review that PRD. Now, after we had reviewed the PRD, they were able to come up with their own, roadmap for the things we need from them. Now, do you know why I had a call with them? The reason why I had a call with those stakeholders to go through my PRD is because I want them to be aligned. Now, at the end of the day, if you are not careful, if you don't make sure that all the parties that are necessary are aligned to what you are doing, you'll be surprised that when you said you were done, someone will just come from nowhere and say, no, we should do B instead. No, C should be done instead. You just realize that you just keep running around the circle and you might never finish the product you are trying to build. You might never be able to wrap up with that project. Now, so it is not just essential for road mapping, it's also very essential in product requirements. Now, when they shared their roadmap with me, I had to make my own roadmap, right? That covers what we will do and what they will be giving to us. We now add a review section. Now, the reason why we are doing this is because I want to involve every stakeholders, and the review session included every single parties that are necessary. You understand? It included the engineers in my team. It included those partners. It included the executive that were necessary to be on that call. Now, the reason is that I want everybody to be on the same page, right? It is very important for me that everybody will be on the same page so that when we agree that on the 10th of March, we are closing out this thing, you would not, and you have agreed with me, you will not come tomorrow and say, no, this thing is supposed to be closed by the 5th of March. If you come and tell me 5th of March, I will refer you back to our roadmap and tell you that we have an agreement. That's why it's very important while you're doing your roadmap that you involve all of these people so that they are in alignment, right? They can also tell you, for example, if I need to build a product, if I'm building a product for the enterprise I work for right now, I would make sure that every party, control, compliance, business solutions, development team, and necessary executives are in alignment with what I'm doing. Now, one, because, for example, if I'm building an onboarding process, right? I am building an onboarding process. What I mean by onboarding process is I'm building a way that users can easily access the platform. It is a very delicate aspect, right? Every party involved, you can bring them on call, but make sure that they are important to what you're doing. Now, building an onboarding process, right? And we know how delicate that is, especially in the finance world, because fraudsters, scammers are looking for, one, ways to break into your platform. Secondly, there are certain compliance, there are certain things that must be met. That is because of CBN has certain rules, certain requirements that is necessary. I might not know that, but then when I have compliance on my call, they can tell me that this thing you're doing is not good enough, right? You should consider this and this. You should consider this and that. You understand? So it's important that while I am doing all of this, they are in alignment with it. They know what we are doing. So that tomorrow, if I have done what we agreed on, you won't come back and tell me that, no, this is not what you are supposed to do. This is what you are supposed to do. I will just refer you back to the alignment that we have had from the onset. I'm tempted to say, praise the Lord. All right. So I'm going to answer all your questions, right? I'm going to answer all your questions. Okay. So now, and you also want to manage expectations, right? You want to manage expectations. One of the reasons why we have roadmaps and we carry people along in our roadmaps is that we want to manage expectations. A lot of stakeholders, a lot of people can be so demanding. Now, for example, you're building a product for an external party, You are building a product for an external party. So, for example, Titi and Sons came to me and tell me that they want to build a biscuit selling app, right? They want to build a biscuit selling app. Okay, thank you. I have done my research, validated the idea. I've done my PRD. I've done all the requirement, all the documents I need to put in place. Now, I need to tell them how long it's going to take to achieve some of these things they're asking me to do. Now, I have to bring them in. Titi and Sons, so this your biscuit app for your login screen is going to take me 5 years. For your checkout, for the checkout feature, it's going to take me 10 years to build. Now, do you know why I'm doing that? If I didn't do that, now, Titi and Son might not be technical. Titi and Son might not know what it takes to do what you want to do. Titi and Son might come back tomorrow after he had discussed with you today, come back tomorrow and ask for his app, his or her app, and ask for their app. So, but then Titi and Son will not be able to come back and be disturbing your life if you have already given them a roadmap and you have told them how long it's going to take, what it's going to take to give them what they want. These things happen day in, day out. I mean, in real life, workplace. And you would appreciate this when you get into that system, right? So I want Titi and Son to know that your login screen will take 5 years. So I'm literally telling Titi and Son that, okay, don't come and disturb me for the next 5 years because this feature will take 5 years, right? I mean, I'm just saying 5 years, so it doesn't make sense. Nobody would use 5 years to do onboarding screen. So this will take 5 years. So I'm literally telling Titi and Son, don't come and disturb me. Within that 5 years, my design team will design the screen, right? My engineers will build APIs. My front-end engineer will consume the APIs, build the screen. Then my QA engineer will test. Then after their test, and we confirm that this is good, we can now give you the product to have an access to it. And all of these things, all of these steps I've explained will take 5 years. So if I don't make this clear to Titi and Sons, Titi and Son can come back next week and be asking me for their product. Meanwhile, we have not even designed the screen. Do you get that? So that's why it's very important to carry them along while developing your roadmap. All right, thank you. So let me leave that. But are you clear at all? I want to know that you're clear. I really need to know that you're clear. Are you clear? Are you clear at all? I really need to know that you're clear. I'm waiting. Are we clear? 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 Oh, someone is asking what is API? Okay. All right, thank you. API is application programming interface, popularly called endpoint. Application programming interface. They call it endpoint. You've heard backend engineers, right? Backend engineers that the ones who build APIs. Don't worry, we understand as we go. You understand? You understand? All right. Thank you. Thank you for typing it out, Joanna. All right. All right. Okay, so let's just continue. Yeah, I was zooming. I just want to see that you're following me. It's very important for me to see that you are getting what I'm saying. I was zooming, right? Okay. All right, I believe that you should be able to see it clearer now. Okay. Now let's go into today's conversation proper. Proper. Now, I know that you are seeing all of this English on this slide. It is my job to make sure that this English is understood and you can take it and start to bite it. And in your own terms, you can explain this stuff. You understand? You understand? So, I know we talked about product requirement document yesterday. Most time we used what's called Google Docs. Used now product roadmap, right? This is more visual, and it shows you the product vision, right? The goal and the delivery timeline. Don't worry, I will show you what it looks like. Now, when you think of a product roadmap, think of it this way. You have listed out your features yesterday, right? So your roadmap is just like you telling someone that you see this user registration feature will take 1 week. Will take what? 1 week. You see this what app were we using yesterday? Food. I know it's one food app that we're using yesterday. So you're saying this other page would take 2 weeks. So when someone picks that roadmap, that person can easily tell when to expect the delivery of each of those items. Now you can go further and say, okay, when I have built 10 features, that is my first milestone, right? That's my first milestone. Don't worry, if you don't understand now, you will still understand. Just calm down. Just go along with me. So in that document, you have a list of your features, right, that you want to build. You have the timelines you're looking to achieve each of those things. You have on that same document, you can have the milestones, right? When can you say that you have achieved something? When can you get your first pay? Or when is our first version going to go live? All this, when anybody picks that your product roadmap document, they can easily tell from that roadmap document. Now, hope you understood it half. Okay. Hope you understood it half, right? Half. I know you might not understand it fully, but hope you understood it half. Hope you understand it half. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. To this point. All right, great. So we'll take it bit by bit. Now, I know I gave you types of roadmaps. If you ask me, I would not have loved to giving you the types, but I need to break this down so that you can understand. Now, I said in the types of roadmap, right? I mentioned that we have strategic roadmap. Now, I mentioned that we have release roadmap. I also mentioned that we have feature roadmap. Now, let me give you an example of strategic roadmap. Okay, no wala. Adeoti, you are going to understand full. Yes. Oftentimes, the roadmap is for what is for internal stakeholders. Yes. So, okay, don't worry. All of you that understand it half, don't worry, you understand it full. Yes, we'll go by break by 8 p.m. Don't worry, we'll go by break so that we can rest for 5 minutes and come back. Okay. So, the reason why I broke this down into strategic, release, and feature. Now, you might come across. Okay, let me start with the example. Maybe Strategic roadmap is very high level, very high level. You will just see that document. The document can tell you that by first quarter, don't worry, you will know the difference. Just just calm down. You will know the difference. Just calm down. Just be following me. Jejely. Now, for a strategic roadmap, it can be most of the time strategic roadmap is towards achieving the business goal. Now, strategic roadmap can be like by first quarter, our app should have reached 100 users, right? By second quarter, we should have onboarded 50 new users. By third quarter, we should have expanded to Kenya. Now, that is what the strategic roadmap looks like. It's very, very high level. It's very, very high level, right? So don't worry, you by yourself you will start to understand when we get to the real deal. I will show you examples of roadmap that I have done, and I will tell you why I am trying to explain it this way I'm explaining it. Now, we also have the release roadmap. Now, the release roadmap basically is just to know that, okay, beta version will go live so when you are building products, right? When you are building products, you might want to build, okay, for the first product that you want people to interface with. For the first features you want people to interface with, it could be the onboarding, the product listing, and all of that. So in your roadmap, and that will make up your first version. So that first version, you come to your roadmap and you say, okay, version one, onboarding, blah, blah, blah. You split it out, version one, and you put the date. So version one will be released by the 1st of September. Version 2 will be released 3rd of September, right? That's just release roadmap is just telling you that, okay, the version of this stuff will be released at, all right, thank you, Favor. That's also a different. So the version of this app will be released as so date. The beta version will be released as so date. Version 2 will be released as so days. That's what it looks like, right? So the feature roadmap, right, talks to each of those features, right? Each of those features, when they will be released. Onboarding will be released. We will finish onboarding by Tuesday, 1st of April. We will finish this at so date. Now, I know that you're already getting confused. So at this point, I will pause. I will pause. So try to think about it in every way possible. Try to think about it, right? Now, when you are done thinking, tell me I'm done thinking so that I can, allow you to drink water. And I want to start to show you what it looks like. Okay, thank you, Funke. I'm glad you're getting me. All right, so I just said all of that, but just know in your mind, I will show you samples of roadmap. There are different templates of roadmap you would see. I bet it with you. If you type on Google now and you type product roadmap, you will see different templates. You will see different things. You will see different tools. You will see, what's the name now? What's the name? I will show you an example. Don't worry. You should trust me with that. You will see Gantt chart. You will just see a lot of things. And that's why I want you to even understand what the roadmap is about. All right. So I'm going to go ahead to show you samples. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to show you samples. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. All right, let me know when you can see my screen. So I'm careful with what I'm showing you. Don't worry, Adeoti, it's very simple. You'll get it. Like I've said, all of these things I'm saying, it was learned over time. It was learned over time. You understand? It was learned over time. What I'm trying to teach you in like 2 hours, trust me, it took me more than 2 hours to learn it. It took me more than 2 hours to learn it. All right. So, yeah. So I think you should see my screen now. Now, this is an example of roadmap. This is, I'm careful to not show you some things I'm not supposed to show you. Sorry, because of non-disclosure agreement. So if you see all of this stuff, you can see that on this document, and I used an Excel file. I didn't use any complicated tool. In fact, in most of the organization I've worked with, both foreign and local, most of them we barely use some of these tools. Most of them we use Excel. We use, in fact, I had once used Google Google Docs. Now, once you understand the concept of a product roadmap, you will find. Now, okay, so these are features, right? These are features that I want to build into this product. All of these things you're seeing. Now, when you pick this document, all I am saying is that for this feature, week 1, I want to sync with business owner. Week 2 and 3, I want to do documentation. Week 3 and 4, we will review the documentation. At the end of week 3 to week 4, week 4 here, we'll do a grooming section with my team. Now, after the end of a month, we will now start to implement the back end. Now, take note on this document. All I add on this document is the list of the features I want to build, right? And the timeline to build them. Do you get that? And the timeline to build them. Now, look at this. Now, this is another feature. Design. Save feature. So, save feature, I want to start designing save feature, and I'm going to design it for 3 weeks. If you can see, you will see that this shading started from week 1, right? From week 1, and it extended to week 3. That means all I'm saying here on this document is, you see this feature, I'm going to design the screen for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks. Now, I know color can do a lot of gymnastic with your mind. I'm just showing you an example, but you have understood that all I'm doing on this document is I listed out my features and I add the timeline to do each of the things I want to do on this feature. Now, after design, week 4 of that month, I would start front-end implementation. So front-end implementation will extend to the first week in the next month. You understand? So that's just, all right. Let me stop sharing this, and I will still show you some more. All right, I will show you some more. So now, right now, I think it is thank you, Favor. You get it now. Thank you. Favor says roadmap shows the movement, the direction of a product, including its feature. Thank you, Favor. Thank you. All right, so you got it now, right? You got the fact that. All right, so let me leave you guys to go and drink water. We will come back 8:05. Go and drink water. Go and relax. Go and digest everything we have said. So when we come back, we'll go into it. Right? All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Look at your neighbor and say, welcome, my neighbor. Welcome, everyone. Are you still here with me? Are you here with me? Let me know. Are you still here with me? Can we shoot? Can we shoot? Are you still here? If you are still here, let me know. Just tell me I'm still here. Just type. I'm looking at the comment section. Just tell me I'm still here. Thank you, Funke. Thank you, John. Yeah, your understanding is fruitful. All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Welcome your neighbor. Welcome your neighbor. Tell them, my neighbor, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, thank you. It's good to know you are still here, that I'm not alone. Can't hear me, really? I did. I guess it's your network. I'm using the best network in the world. All right. All right, thank you. So I think that so let's do a quick refresher. Hmm? Before I go ahead, don't worry. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you all of. Oh, sorry, Regina. So I'm going to show you all of the samples I want to show you. Then I will now take you back to my little beginning, how I started. Hmm? So you also can start the way I started. But I expect that you won't start the way I started. I expect that you start, sure you understand. But I'm going to take you back to that little beginning so that you would see. So that, I mean, that would help you break down the complexity that seems to be in the mind right now. So before I continue, you know, just try to tell your friend what you have learned so far, your understanding of what I have said so far in the comment section. Let me see all of those. Let me see all of those. Let me see that. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Alice wants to know my network. Don't worry. All right, thank you, Chigoze. Ah, Favor, you can't hear me too. Ah, yeah, just call me Creative by Amaka. Please. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you. Ah, I was about to get scared. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I can say that you people are learning. All right. That's beautiful to know. Mhm, thank you. So I'm happy seeing different ways you define your roadmap. You know why? It's just proving to me that you are now getting the concept. You understand? It's proving to me that you are getting the idea behind what the roadmap is. So if you see any kind of roadmap from anywhere, you can easily interpret it. You can easily know what it is. If you get to any organization and they tell you that this is how we do our stuff, you can get to learn the tool, but then you understand what to do, you know, then you have to come up with the roadmap. All right, thank you, Olmate. So thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back to my little beginning, the most basic roadmap I've ever done in my life, right? The most basic roadmap I've ever done in my life. I'm not saying you should do your own like that, but then he still wants to. I mean, I just want to prove to you that we are in this, yeah. And I want to also show you that you can do better. And I also want to help you to understand the concept behind roadmaps. Road map, road map, road. They're using Google Map to go through a direction. You understand? All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I've explained the different types of roadmap just to paint a picture that, sorry, excuse me, you might want to, all right, you might, all right, thank you. Thank you. I'm seeing beautiful stuff. You might see a roadmap that just outlines the list of features. You can see a roadmap that just talks about version 1 will be released at so time, version 2 will be released at so time. You understand? So that's just what it is. I'm glad you're getting the concept. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. So you'll do me a favor. You dive, you do me a favor, and the favor is for everything you learn in every of the classes, you try to dive deep. Try to dive deep. You understand? You try to dive deep. Dive deep. Dive deep. All right, thank you. So let's just continue. So I showed you one of the roadmap I did, right? Let me show you another roadmap. All right. This time, this is just like a feature roadmap, right? Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. So this roadmap it was strictly for onboarding. All right. So can you see my screen? So there have been different stuff. So if you see how I did this, the way I did this was I had this color representation. Green represents completed. This represents in progress. This represents not started. Now, let me explain why I did this. So we already had some work going on, right? So we needed to know where we are, right? We needed to know where we are, and we needed to know where we are heading to. So I had to just take my time and come up with this roadmap so that if I share with anybody, you can easily tell what we did, what is in progress, and what has been completed. So if you I had color code. Now the delivery for first month were this list of stuff. I was supposed to complete the user flow, user journey mapping, user stories, designing, grooming, backend, front end, blah blah. We're supposed to complete all of this part. Oh, I'm not supposed to be. Okay. All right. Hold on, give me a minute. Please give me a minute. I'm still with you. I'm just trying to get something straight. Don't worry, I will give you a very basic template that you can use. So grooming section, they call it different things, right? Some calls it, so grooming section is just a session that I have with my engineers, right? I have with them to discuss what we want to build and help them to have an understanding of what we are building. You understand? So that's what the grooming session is. All right, you will still go into that. I mean, there are a few things that I feel like we will still explain to you. I mean, the likes of stand-up calls, the rituals you do as a product manager, stand-up calls, sprint planning calls, um, and all of those stuff. But don't worry, as we go in the journey, we are still together for the next few months, you know. So don't worry. All right, I'm just trying to to be sure I'm safe. I need to be very careful with documents that I'm sharing. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, like I said, this is also a roadmap, and in this roadmap, you can tell that this is almost like a life roadmap, an updated roadmap. You can easily tell that okay, I have some tasks I want to complete in the first week of October. I want to complete All right. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I guess one of you got angry because I bragged about my network. I'm so, so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I bragged about my network, one of you. But my Jesus is bigger. Hallelujah, somebody. I apologize. Sorry. My internet tripped off. It won't happen again. So, and whoever offended by bragging about my internet, I'm sorry. So that we can finish our class in peace. All right. Yeah, my network is actually very perfect. Don't worry about that. Yeah, from my end. My internet tripped off actually. All right, all right. Apologies, guys. I apologize. I apologize. The devil is a liar. All right. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. My internet tripped off and it kicked me out. Okay, so I've learned my lesson. I won't brag again. All right, all right. Okay, so let's just go back to where we were, right? I'm actually like I have a very good network. All right, yeah, where I was. So I was trying to explain to you what I did. Yeah. Okay. So I had this stuff I wanted to do too for profile, user flow, all of this stuff, saying week one, week two, week three. These are the things I want to do. Week one, week two. So obviously you can see that this has not started in week three. So all I am saying is forget the whole ambiguity and all of the colors you're seeing here. All this is just saying is I want to deliver certain things within 3 months, right? And these are the things I want to deliver within that 3 months. So, and these are the breakdown of how I want to deliver them. This item will be delivered in the first week. What would it be delivered in the second week? So, if anybody picks this document, they can know what to expect in the first week, second week, third week, fourth week, through the span of the project, right? All right. I hope you're clear. Oh, sorry. All right, but I hope you're getting it. All right, I hope you're getting it. So you can see that all of these things, forget the colors, the paparazzi on this document. You can see that you have seen different types of roadmap that I have done. You've seen the first one I did, you've seen the second one I did. They actually look different. But the concept of a roadmap is to give an idea of timelines to whatever it is I'm delivering. So when I pick the document, I can easily tell that, okay, oh, this and this will be done in the first week, this and this will be done in the second week, this and this will be done in the third week, this and this will be done in the fourth week. For example, all of the features you've listed out, right, for your product that you are thinking, you can do something like this and say, okay, oh, within week one and week two, this and this is what we want to do. We will use 2 weeks to finish onboarding, 3 weeks to finish whatever, 4 weeks to finish whatever. So you can even still go further, go into detail. You can still create another roadmap for each of the features and say, okay, for this feature, what are the things required? For this feature, we will need a front-end engineer, a back-end engineer. You need, understand? That means that in the first week, the design team will design the screen, or it takes 2 weeks for them to design the screen. The third week, blah, 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 just like that. So basically, the roadmap is just giving you an idea of how your project is going. It is showing you the map of the road. Permit me to use that word. So I hope you get it now. I hope you all get it now. Yes. You can manipulate Excel sheets now. Yes. I use the I use Excel sheet too. Yeah. So how do you know the timeline? So this is where the stakeholders come in. You don't write a code, right? You don't write a code. You speak with your engineers, speak with your team. So for example, you asked me how I knew it was going to take me 2 weeks to do the front end of the project, right? It's simple. It's not magic. I had a call with my team, and I told them they're already in alignment with what we want to build. And I told them, okay, for this feature, I've been assigned resources. All of the things I've been sharing with you was done on Excel. Everything I've been sharing with you was done on Excel. All right, these are my resources. This is what we want to do. We want to build this. This is what we want to. And I have a conversation with them. I ask you, how long do you think it's going to take you? Yes. It's after you've done your PRD now. Your PRD is breaking down your all of those stuff, and you can keep updating your PRD like you have said. So I have a call with my engineer. Okay, yeah, Alpha, these are the features we want to build. These are the features we want to build. How long do you think it will take you? What is the commitment? What's the implication to build this onboarding screen? The design team will tell me, okay, well, for the design, me and my team, we will design all of these screens in 2 weeks, right? I ask him, blah, blah, blah. Engineers tell me, okay, once I'll start to build my endpoint, it will take me 2 hours to build the endpoint. It will take me 1 hour. And all I've done is I've gotten my feedback. I just go to the roadmap and I put it there. Bang, bang, bang. This is what they are saying. Everybody come and see you. Tokwe, the design guy, I said he was going to design in 2 weeks, and this is it. But then this is what I usually do too, right? Part of the things that is part of management. So if I have had this conversation with my internal team, my development team, if my designer tells me it will take 2 weeks to build a screen, if I'm going to relate this to my stakeholders, maybe in my roadmap or something, or in my communication with them, in order to be safe, I can tell them 3 weeks. I add additional 1 week for, you know, just let me just have that 1 week miscellaneous. Yes, Madoti. Yes, the input of your stakeholders is important in you developing, like we have mentioned earlier, right? Developing your roadmap. So I hope you've gotten all the concept of product roadmap. I hope you've gotten before I take you to my little beginning. I hope you've gotten that concept. All right. Yes. So Agile and Scrum, we make use of that. Yeah. All right. So Scrum is an Agile framework. Scrum is an Agile framework. Yeah. So Scrum is an Agile framework. We have Scrum and Kanban, where you will go into all of those details. So, and you understand what Agile is, right? Don't worry, you will understand. All right. All right. So oftentimes part of the main management thing I do is if you are seeing as newbies, wherever you are, any place you are, you always have stakeholders, right? Except if I don't understand your question. You are working with people. There are certain people that make decisions on what you are working on. Except if you are building the product yourself and it's your own personal product. That means so stakeholder is really whoever has an influence to building your product. Either you like it or not. If you want to build a product, except if you're an engineer, a full stack engineer, you are still a designer, you are still a QA engineer. That's why that's the only reason why you would not need a team to build stuff. And I can bet you that you will die before your time if you want to do everything yourself. Okay. All right, so I'm glad we get it. So let me now take you to my little beginning, just to show you. Uh, I was trying to look for one of the very first document I did, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. So let me take you to the closest to my little beginning. All right. Let me know once you can see my screen. I will matter. You're already laughing at me. It's not good though. All right. Only Jesus is the greatest. Oh, they won't reduce my steez, but it's all fine. All right. So, like I said, let me take you back to my little beginnings. Apologies, guys. Apologies. I sincerely apologize. That's the mistake I made. I bragged about my network, and he's really, really ready to show me Shege today. All right. So I think I have to confess, I've switched between three networks now, but it's all fine. Three service providers, rather. But it's all fine. It's all fine. But I'm back here now. So apologies. So I come humble. Forgive me for my pride. All right. So let's just go back to business. All right, thank you. Let's just go back to business. I wish I'm not I hope I'm not interrupting the Amaka says my teeth has already dropped. Oh boy. All right, all right. So let's. So I want to take you back to my little beginning. So in my own little beginning, promise you won't laugh at me. See what I did. See what I did. See, can you see? So I did something like this, right? So you can see that you are not alone, right? You can see you are not alone. So can you see how my little beginning looks like? We seen it. We seen this little beginning. We see what I did. Now, if I try this thing again, they are supposed to carry cane and flog me. See what I did. So this is what I did at some point in my life, right? This is what I did at some point in my life. So that's just to tell you that we grow in this thing. So if you look at what I did, it was so basic. It was so basic, right? It was so basic. Now, I wrote out all the features I want to build, right? I wrote out the sprint. So a lot of times in agile, right, there's something called sprint. So sprint is, agile itself, it's you breaking down stuff into bit by bit. So a lot of times you break down stuff into sprints. Now, according to many books, a sprint is supposed to last for 2 weeks, right? I've seen a lot of different variations, but in most of the books and most of the agile learning, they tell you a sprint is supposed to last for 2 weeks. So what I'm just telling you now in this document is, okay, this feature will be the first thing I'm doing, and it's going to last for 2 weeks, right? This other thing, starting from year to year, will last for another 2 weeks. That's already 4 weeks. So at the end of 4 weeks, having achieved this onboarding, authentication, profile of advertiser, and all of these things, this is my first milestone. So the goal of this document is just to show you that, okay, in 4 weeks, I'm achieving this. In 2 weeks, this is what I'm achieving. Do you get it? So I'm showing you this document so that you can have like a picture, a picture, a picture. So don't worry, this is very basic, right? This is very basic. So that sprint is almost like a timeline, right? Whoever sees that sprint, the member of my team understands how long it's going to last for us to have a sprint completed. We already had the conversation that a sprint will last for 2 weeks. So when they see sprint one, they already know that this list of things will be achieved in 2 weeks, right? So if you look at all of these things now, you can easily tell the timeline. That means week one is 2 weeks. This is 4 weeks. So this is 4 weeks. This is 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, um, 14 weeks, 16 weeks, 18 weeks. That means this entire project rather will end in 18 weeks. You understand? So when they get this document, they can say, okay, the stakeholders can easily say that, okay, we will have the onboarding screen in as our first sprint. So I can come back and meet these people and ask them that, let me even see what you have done. So at the end of 2 weeks, I should be able to see, to be able to register, I should be able to log in, I should be able to reset password, I should be able to, you understand? So this just gives an example. So for the case of this class, right? I don't want you to do something so complex, right? I don't want you to start throwing pictures up and down. But it's fine if you can do it, right? It's fine if you can do it. Hmm? What you will do for me is you break down your features, right, of the product you are thinking about. Then allot timelines to this product, to this project, right? Do something basic. You can do something like this. Let me see if I can share. Hold on. Just give me a minute. All right. So you can do something like this, right? List out on this side, have your features, right? List out all your features. Then you bring out the week one, week two, and all of these things. What you intend to achieve within each of these weeks. Is it clear? If you are not clear, let me know so that I can come again. Are we clear? Are we clear? Are we clear? Are we clear? I want your response, please. God bless you. Oh, okay, not clear. Okay. My screen is blurry. Okay. All right, it's clear. All right. For the sake of the people that are not clear, let me come again. So I showed you my little beginning, right? And in my little beginning, I want you to take two from my little beginning. All you would see in the docs I used was that I had, don't worry about the screen, just look at me. Let me even stop sharing first. Just look at me. I will zoom out, right? Just look at me. So in my little beginning, that document, I don't worry, you don't have a stakeholder here. Maybe uh be your own stakeholder. All right, but then I don't want you guys to rush this stuff, right? Take it step by step. Try to understand. Try to understand, right? Try to understand. Mm. As much as I love to give you an assignment, the goal of this assignment is that I want you to do something just so that I can be sure that you understand what I've been teaching you. You understand? So, if you look at my little beginning, mm, what I did was basic. I listed out all the features that I wanted to build in that product. Yeah. When I listed it out, now I also broke it down into sprints, right? And I've explained to you that sprint is also like a timeline in Agile, right? You break things down into sprint in Agile. According to a lot of books, don't worry, you'll be fine, Vivian. According to a lot of books, and according to that organization where I was at that time, a sprint will last for 2 weeks. So what I'm telling whoever is seeing that document is this list of features, oh, I'm breaking them down into sprint. Oh, these first items that you are seeing would be finished in the first sprint. That means this onboarding you are seeing will last for 2 weeks. You understand? Now, the second set of things that we are building will start again in the second sprint. That is the fourth week. That means in 4 weeks of the project, we are able to achieve this, and this. Thank God. Thank you, Funke. You understand? So what you're going to do for me, eh? What you're going to do for me? What you're going to do for me? Don't worry. The assignment is part of the building up. We want you to be strong. You understand? We don't want to give you milk. We want to give you bone. All right. All right. So, but me, what is more important to me, right, is that you understand this stuff. I really like when I take people through this journey. When they're done with the journey, they can immediately get on a real life project and be building stuff. You understand? So, what you would do for me, you will do something similar to this. Let me share my screen. Give me a minute. You do something similar to this. I know you have a lot of assignment. Don't worry. God will help you. List out all the features of the product you have in mind. You understand? Then begin to break down in 2 weeks how long it's going to take for you to implement all of these features. Did you get that? Did you get that? Did you get that? So you can do something as basic as basic as all right, Bolufunke, don't worry, you'll be fine. So do something as basic as you list out all your features. List out all your features, right? You now pick that feature. I just want to see that you understand the concept. For example, you have onboarding, right? You have checkout page, you have whatever list you have, right? So you are going to do something for me. You are going to put onboarding. So in onboarding, what are the things involved in onboarding? You don't even need to list it out for me. Just tell me onboarding. No, onboarding is going to last between week 1 and week 2. You understand? Identify it. You understand? So when you list all of that, just go to the front and tell me week 1. You can use color codes, right? Week 1, onboarding, now like this. Week 2, what is happening in week 2? I look at your second feature, I look at whatever color code you are using. You don't necessarily have to use color code. The point is just make me understand. I should be able to pick your document and say, Glory wants to achieve this project in 6 months. Glory wants to achieve this project in 13 weeks. You understand? You understand? That's what I want to see. Just go and do that and get back to me. Oh, I use onboarding a lot. Don't mind me. So, I should come again. Ah, okay. How you submit will be communicated to you, right? It will be communicated to you. All right. So do me a favor, right? Do me a favor. Some of the things you need clarity on, you can as well check online for your answers. I'm too fast. Oh, sorry. Sorry. All right, let me do a final recap so that. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Christine. List out all your features and add timelines to them. I want to see those documents and be able to know that you want to build your entire document for whatever timeline you intend to achieve. You understand? So, thank you, guys. You'll be fine. Don't worry. You will just be fine. You'll just be fine. You'll just be fine. So, you'll just be what? Fine. Don't worry. Go over the video again. Go over it as many times as possible. You will get it. Hmm? Go over it. Take your time. Don't be hard on yourself. Please don't be hard on yourself. Take your time. But then, even if I'm saying you should take your time, I mean you should make sure that you dwell and try to understand. But don't be hard on yourself. Don't over beat yourself. All right, just go over the video again, right? I know, and there is more assignment to come. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Don't be hard on yourself. Just make sure you're you're taking it a step at a time. A step at a time. You will just be fine. All right. Thank you guys. 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 Laugh class, you go do all right. Favor. All right. Thank you. What was your question? All right. Please, if I can't get to all of your questions, please, you can do a bit of, research. right? Take your time, do the assignment. Just make sure that you are understanding what we're teaching you, right? Make sure you're understanding it. Make sure you're understanding it. Hmm? For me, that's what's more important to me. Make sure you're understanding all you're learning. So thank you. It was nice talking to you guys. We'll see you again when we see. All right. All right. So please fill your attendance if you have not. Fill your attendance. It's very, very important. Fill your attendance. Fill your attendance. Let's take the next few minutes to fill your attendance. So thank you guys. I love you all. We see you again when we see. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please fill your attendance before you go. Fill your attendance before you go. Fill your attendance before you go is very important.